Hello and welcome to another episode of Three Guys English. My name is Simon and today we're going to look at perfect sentences. Now this is the first video in a series, so I'll just be doing a simple introduction, so please look out for future videos on this topic. Thank you and enjoy. In this video, we're going to look at the perfect tense, and this is a short introduction of how we use and why we need this tense in our speaking. The perfect tense is usually used to talk about an action in the past, but not when the actions actually happened. That's the important part to note from this class today. Actions in the past, but we don't care about when they happened. So for example, and I'll make a video about this later on, when we use the past tense, I went shopping yesterday. But when we use the perfect tense, we'll just say, I have been shopping. The action is important, but the time is not as important. One thing that's difficult about this specific grammar topic is we use the past participle. You can see it in yellow here. We have our present tense see, past tense saw, and then our past participle seen. We have irregular verbs, as you can see on the screen right now, which makes it difficult because you have to learn a different word again. It's not like a regular verb that has ed attached to it, as you can see here on the side with just ed tacked onto the end. So the past tense and past participle becomes the same. With irregular verbs, you have to learn 3 words when it comes to it, and it makes it a little bit more difficult. So the best thing to do is to go to Google, do a quick internet search for irregular verb list, and it'll give you a big list of the ones that you have to learn. I've just given some very common ones here today with see, saw, seen, do, did, done, drive, drove, driven, eat, ate, eaten, drink, drank, drunk, and is, was, been. Very common ones you're going to hear and see a lot. But when we use this grammar point, we are using the past participle, the one in yellow. As I said, the regular verbs are a little bit easier because you just need to put an ed at the end of it, and it's the same basically as the past tense. So we've got walk, walked, walked, watch, watched, watched, ask, asked, asked, study, study, studied, worry, worried, worried, marry, married, married, and that's it. It makes it a little bit easier. Okay, so let's look at one of my little tables here so I can explain how this sentence is constructed. We have our subject here, I, they, we. Then you have a have or a has, the past participle, and the object. Again, the have or the has depends on the subject you are using, but I've made a video on subject-verb agreement that if this is difficult for you, it might be a good idea to watch that video, and I'll put the link above. But just for this grammar point here for today, I, they, or we have eaten lunch. We've got your subject, your have and has, participle verb, and then the object at the end. She, he, it has been to Spain, and I, they, we haven't taken photos, or she, he, it hasn't seen the film. This is how we construct the basic sentence using this grammar point here. You need to have plus the past participle verb, or has plus the past participle verb. Then when we're making the negative sentence, haven't and hasn't. So these are the core things to remember for this grammar point here. When we're making questions, same again, have you seen him, or has she finished work? The same structure applies. You need to have plus has, or has, sorry, and then the participle verb. So this is the very basic sentence construction using this grammar point. Let's look at a few examples. If we look at this one here, and I put at the top life experience, because that kind of talks about this grammar point here. Experience that we have in the past, but we don't care about when it happened. We don't really care about when it happened. So for example, I have been to Japan last week. This would be a mistake, mostly because we don't care about time in this structure. What would be better to say would be, I have been to Japan. I went 2 years ago. You notice the first sentence has the perfect tense, but the second sentence then gives you the specific time. I have been to Japan, full stop. I went 2 years ago. So we often start our sentence with our experience, usually with a perfect tense, and then the second and following sentences will often be the simple past tense. Here are some more examples. I haven't seen that film. Again, we've got our haven't plus past participle verb and that film. Another example, she hasn't visited many places. He has written an exciting story. And then a question, a very common question you're going to hear people ask a lot. Have you eaten lunch? Have you seen it? Have you finished? Have you done your homework? Again, a very common structure that we use in English all the time. Here are some more examples here. Can I speak to Tom, please? The answer, I'm sorry, he's left the office. When we have this contraction just here, he's, it means he has left the office. You can say, I'm sorry, he has left the office, or I'm sorry, he's left the office. Do we know when he left the office? No, we don't care. We just know that he left the office. Here's another example. Where is Ahmed? He's gone out. The same again. We don't know when he went out, but we know he's gone out and he hasn't come back yet. And the same contraction is there. He has gone out or he's gone out. Here's another example. Do you want to go out tonight? I can't, sorry, I haven't finished work. I can't, sorry, I haven't finished work. Again, a very common phrase you're going to use. We have a haven't negative form with finished and work. I can't, sorry, I haven't finished work. So just remember, this is just a simple introduction to the perfect tenses. But in this class today, please remember this one point, that it's about actions in the past, or you can talk about experiences as well. But we don't care about when they happen. The time is not important. The action is important. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for watching this video today on the perfect tenses. This is part 1 and there are many more to come. Please follow us, like and subscribe, and if you have any questions, put them in the comments below. Thank you and goodbye.